Rock my soul and we're mining the neighborhood. Rock my soul and we're mining the neighborhood. Rock my soul and we're mining the neighborhood. Oh, rock my soul, keep singing. Les Webster and he's mining the neighborhood. Larry, the agate guy, is mining the neighborhood. B. Fletcher and he's mining the neighborhood. Oh, rock my soul, keep singing. You know, I got into rocks because my mom was obsessed with heart-shaped rocks. And we're still working on it. We are here. Say your last name for me, Larry.
Tronrud.
Tronrud.
Tronrud. Larry.
Larry is a golden amateur in that he makes money doing this, but he doesn't do it because of the money. And he has done something very few people decide is a fun thing to do, which is to polish agates and then turn them into spectacular. He has other people do the silver settings, correct?
Yes.
And we are going to feature him at Rock My Soul, and he's also quite available on Etsy for quick internet delivery service. Wow. So why did you fall in love with agates, Larry?
I used to go trout fishing.
Oh.
Along the rivers. Yeah. And when I got out of the Navy after 5 years, I got more involved with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Dee and I were dating, and she's from the east side of St. Paul, and we were going up White Bear Avenue, and here was a little sign that said rock shop. I turned in, and he said, I can sell you some equipment to use. And I said, well, yeah, but I wouldn't know how to use it. He says, you buy it from me, I'll teach you how to do it. And he did. Yeah. And here we go.
And how many years ago was that?
Oh, gosh.
Before you were married?
Yeah, it's 50 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking serious craftsmen of the rock from our area.
It's an evolutionary thing.
These things are value priced for what they are. A lot of the nicer pieces could get up to $200, but he has a lot of things for $80 to $140 that, you know, if we were in Santa Fe, New Mexico, forget it. It'd be $400.
Yeah.
We are people that love our agates, but I can't say that I have seen this quality of work ever in, when I meet my lapidary guys from New Mexico.
Lots of practice.
Well, they just don't touch agates. You know, it's something that a lot of lapidary people, they just don't have to because it requires separate equipment, I guess, is the deal, right?
And I mark the ones that'll be possibilities to cut into the shapes.
The jewelry shapes.
And then it's a process.
So these are waiting to happen.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, isn't that exciting? I will. Wow, see? This is my first real tour of somebody's basement. Oh my goodness.
What are you laughing about?
I'm gonna cry, this is so cool. I've been dreaming of this moment, Larry, about the fact that I'm retail rock hounding, and you've been working on this your whole life. This is your legacy.
Well, these are pretty nice.
Oh my goodness, it's his little palace of a lifetime of polishing agates, Larry. And I've got some tiny little ones that aren't even, polished, where I'll just sell them for $20. You could pretend like you found mine. But these are Larry's. They all are perfectly polished up. As far as, people find those little gems everywhere, but to get them all perfect like that, ooh, kept one.
And these are the various types of Lake Superior agate. The tubes and the, you see the names.
There's a tube agates. And a plume. Oh,
Ooh.
it's like a dendric,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
So a dendric is a plume as a type of.
Somebody has classified them, the various types. And
Mineral
how they-
inclusions, that's what I have.
Yeah.
Oh, those will bring you some good money. Do you think they really work though, as eyes?
Do they? Yeah, right.
That looks like a real eye right there.
Yeah, that's something.
How old were you when you found that one? Do you remember where you found all these?
A lot of them.
This is
'Cause they make
Larry's personal collection. He has not only polished all these, he has collected them over his whole life. Whirl.
Yeah.
So a whirl is
Well,
that,
it's just like somebody took it, shook it.
yeah, kind of
Yeah.
messy,
Here's
like a
piece
modern art.
Here's a piece of float copper my father found.
Which
on
one?
his
This one?
farm. Yeah, no, this one.
Oh, yeah.
It's just copper. But these all have holes in them.
Well, doesn't that mean druzy inclusion?
I don't
Or
know.
am I just popping around some fancy terms? Sure enough, little crystals in there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. You could just call it a hole, huh?
Well, there's some are tubes and some are crystal formations.
Oh, I see.
That didn't fill in the process of making the agate.
Well, and someone was suggesting to me that sometimes these indentations are caused by the points of crystals that fell.
It could be.
Yeah.
And these are some bigger eyes.
Goodness. Oh, we're looking at an amazing agate right there. Oh my goodness. It's not a Laker.
Yes, it is.
It is a Laker. Hey, I called one.
Yeah.
Just a regular. Did you find it like that, Larry?
No, it was looking right at me.
It was looking right at you. They usually are. That's why they glint at you. The back side of this Laker. So has anyone made you an offer on this ever?
Not that one. I was offered $1,000 for this.
Yeah, I could not even guess. Good agate people don't sell their stuff.
It's got the finest separation of line I have ever seen. They're very, very minute.
Oh, as far as the banding being
Banding.
so little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. That's amazing. So that means it probably had to happen fast.
Yeah, this I just shaved the edges off of it.
And look at all those faces.
Yeah.
3 of them? 4 of them.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
So, oh, and so here's some finished calves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, is that fun. I just can't even believe what I'm seeing here today. Look at that. As far as some backlight. Fun. Wow.
These are some of the other ones. These are out of state, as far as.
But still in the United States? Like
No,
Arizona? They
no,
look so Brazilian.
These are Brazilian here.
Okay. So I'm learning. I'm starting to call
That is
it.
Brazil.
I don't know why. They just look like that
And
from Brazil.
here's a piece of that Montana moss agate I talked to you about. And
Oh,
here
nice.
is a pair of what would you say this is?
Tool. Sorry. Oh, it's together. I have no idea.
It's a pair of oxen shoes, because they're split hoof. You have to have 2 of them separately.
Oh. On
Found
one,
those
on
agate
one, on one, and you found him in a field when you were agate hunting?
Yeah.
Some oxen
Yeah.
blew off his shoes. Now, this is definitely not an agate here.
Where?
Or
This-
is that galena?
This is
Pyrite.
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 Yeah.
It would have been
It's
square.
really
It would have
heavy.
been more square in its presentation if it had been galena, right? That's where I
I
made
would
a
like it to be
mistake.
gold.
No, I think this is the real gold here. I think that's the whole point. I stick to that line. That the whole point of life is ore, because of its magnetic abilities.
Yeah.
It grows things.
This is a little trim saw. Cut it into slices like this, and then you find where the pattern is that you might want, and then cut it out, and then form it into the shape that you want for a piece of jewelry.
Cut it down to the goody center part that everybody is in love with.
Yeah.
That's hard though. I would hate to. That's cool. I have a lot of lapidary, not a lot, but I bought some lapidary trash, and you can sell them, to kids for 50 cents because they're all marked up and with glue and stuff. But so how would you suggest? I mean, I see lines here, but how would you cut that?
Well, this is pretty, and this is pretty, but the stone is fractured right through the center.
Oh.
So I have to cut it there and break it into 2 pieces.
And then do a half.
And then I'll decide what to do with.
I see.
What this
the
is.
stone kind of does tell you what happens to it in a way.
It happened to go through the whole stone, where it had a crack right up the middle. Why? Why I don't know.
I bet a lot of agates can have cracks in it. Doesn't mean a dang thing. I mean, like, it doesn't make it more fragile.
No.
Does it? I mean,
No,
it
no.
is, but you just don't want to look at that crack.
Yeah.
People just don't want to see it. Ooh, these are tasty. You make spears?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say that.
That's the start of one.
What do you mean?
Well, it's
finish?
not round yet. It's not finished.
Oh, so you just keep whacking away at it until it's round.
Yeah, I was a little more involved than that, but
I like it the shape it is. It's kind of the shape of a strange alien head or something. Or a weird nut of a tree.
It is. It's an alien head.
But the lack of perfection gives it character somehow in terms of, I understand spheres have to be round. Oh, this is a nice one, though. This one's round. No, it's not. Right there.
Yeah. Well,
so you just keep
whacking at
making it smaller till you find the round shape. How long does it take to make a sphere?
Quite a while.
Like months or
no,
6 weeks?
No, you just cut it like you would a cabochon for a piece of jewelry.
Uh-huh.
Only make it round. I'll show you some upstairs.
Okay.
This is a Diamond Pacific. It's a 6-grade stone or stones. This is the rough. Next. Right on the end is a polishing head. I don't use it because it's not good enough. I get a little bit more involved with it.
So for polishing, you use Dremels?
It's just diamond wheels.
Okay.
A diamond's impregnated into a.
And that does the
hard,
polishing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's some stuff where you finally cut it down to something.
Oh, okay. After
Now
it's
here.
gone down to its core.
See that?
Oh. Oh my gosh.
And then this one that's just getting started. And this one just getting started.
Meaning to be polished next.
Well, yeah, it needs to be finer polished and
so he cuts it with a nice hard wheel, and then he makes it. And then and how long do isn't it like?
Oh, I might work with a piece. I'm getting pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it might take me from just a rough stone a couple hours to make one of these.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fast.
Well, sometimes it's faster, but here is my little sphere maker. It's homemade.
Homemade?
Yeah, you grind it down to that point right there,
Yeah.
and then you put rubber bands around these nails that are sticking up to bring it in together.
Yeah.
And then the stone fits in the middle, and each one has a motor on it, turns at a little bit different speed. And so that agate is in the middle, just going like this.
Because of the 2 speeds,
Yeah.
it spirals around.
Here's some water, an IV tube.
And you sprinkle that over it,
Well,
right? Keeps it a little moist.
Yeah, there's a tube that goes here, and it drops water onto the stone, and then this is full of grinding grit, carbon.
And that drops on it too.
Yeah, and that goes down this chute, onto the agate. Now, if the agate was dry, it would fall off, but that drop of water keeps it onto the stone. So it's like a piece of sandpaper, keep cranking away.
So
And pretty soon you got a
So we've got a
Fairly.
sphere maker unplugged here because this would normally take place inside of stuff we couldn't see.
yeah. No,
And
this
you
works.
just got it all out here in the open.
Exactly. And here's a little
On a
clockwork,
cottage cheese plastic container.
little clockwork in here, and on this, there's a little scoop in here that scoops up the grinding grit and drops it down this tube onto the stone. And the little thing that scoops it up
Yeah.
is the back end of a 22 shell.
Because that's the size you need.
Yeah.
You just need a little tiny
just,
scoop.
Just enough to. Do
Well,
it.
I think you've got a lot of repurposing going on here.
Here's one of many tumblers that I have.
That's where the magic happens.
Well, that's how I get down to I can
Pretty
see on the
industrial.
stone.
Nothing too glamorous here.
And there's a lot of older ones that I pretty much should throw away.
Oh yeah? Maybe you just can't do it?
Well, they still work. It's just the modern equipment is much better.
Better?
Some of those
Maybe
are
I'll
home,
take one.
some of those. Well, you're welcome to them. Some of those are.
I need some.
Homemade too. There's some more agate.
Gosh, you have such nice display. I'm so impressed at your workshop. It is just gorgeous. Let's just take a little, ooh, nice lacquer there.
Yeah.
Banding. And I just got to touch a few. Oh, we're talking polished all the way around town here. Oh my goodness. Oh, what do we call that?
That's just part of the agate.
Part of the agate. Oh, look at a little pyramid. How many sides?
Yeah.
Is it it's a tetrahedron. Whoa. 4-sided.
Some I use for jewelry and some I just keep.
And
That's a crystal formation in there.
you really should have church down here, dude.
Church.
Or like a spiritual, like a choir or something to go with all these rocks.
Yeah.
As far as I like this better than stained glass.
This one's a pretty one.
So no, this is not jasper. This is an agate. So
That's
here's
an
one
agate.
you'd pick up and you might think it was red jasper
Yeah. You might pick it up, look at it, and throw it back down.
because it didn't look
And
like this at all when you.
It's what you call leverite.
Leave
You
her.
throw it on the ground and you leave it right there.
Good one. I've fallen for that one before, I'm sure. But did you see the banding on it before you polished it?
You get an eye for finding agates after a while. You can look at 100 stones and that one is just drawn to you.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. This one's kind of pretty.
Oh my goodness. Druzy. Crazy. It's like it's a sculpture of fine proportions. We just got it the last little way home. Thousands and thousands of years go into the making of these things in the air pockets of the
they say
glaciers.
Superior agates are 1.1 billion years old.
1.1 billion.
1.1 billion.
So in a way, they're almost closer to fossils than they are. I mean, that's what I say about Orolite 23 and a few
when
things.
The magma was coming up, molten magma was coming up out of the ground, it caused air bubbles. And most of the air bubbles reached the surface and went into the air. But billions of them didn't make it to the top, so they made little pockets, little bubbles in the molten magma when it hardened. And then different minerals seeped in there, and like kind of in layers like you see here, they formed into an agate over centuries,
Yeah, over a long
one
period
layer
of
at a time.
Drip by Flippin' Drip. Wow. Well, Larry, thank you so much for this tour. I am absolutely blown away at your workshop. It is inventive, it is organized, and your sphere maker, of course,
I'll show you some
really
of the spheres upstairs.
caught my attention.
Go onto the Etsy site and you'll see all those.
Yeah, these are all on Etsy.
That's the one I really like.
Oh my
It
goodness.
just really jumps up at you.
It's a pretty normal size too. Yeah, this is like a 7.5 maybe.
It's probably all of that.
Little gaudy.
Most of them are marked.
Right.
Yeah.
This is one I thought was pretty spectacular, folks. Oh my God, it's so big and chunky, but it pretty smooth. I think you could be the queen of Sheba with that one. God, that color.
You take out a front tooth with it anyway.
Yeah, right. Talk about security. I hate to wrap this up
If
here.
you want that for $80, I'll give it to you for $80.
Okay.
It probably.
That seems right.
Look it up on Etsy.
I'm purchasing a tiger's eye, which seems kind of strange to buy from the agate guy, but it's because of the golden flash in it. The golden flash means a lot to me right now.